Hello, everyone. Welcome to TurkishSoccer.com's podcast. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. In this podcast, we'll talk about the Turkish Super League 7th weekend. We'll review the 7th weekend, and then we'll preview 8th weekend coming up starting this Friday. But first, I want to talk about what happened today in Istanbul. It was a historical day for Basaksehir and for Turkish football. First time ever playing in the Champions League. Basaksehir scored their first goal and second goal and also win their first match in the Champions League and against one of the biggest teams in Europe, against Manchester United. They start the match very good. They played as a team. Players like Dembaba, Viska, Rafael. In the midfield, İrfan Kahveci, Berkay, many other players did their job. Even though they struggled in the last 20 minutes of the match, but they managed to win the match 2-1. The first goal, it was out of sight, unpredicted, unexpected. Manchester United defense caught by surprised. Dembaba by himself ran from the midfield and scored a goal. And then another beautiful goal came by Viska. Score was 2-0. Even though after that Manchester United scored one goal and made it 2-1, but Basaksehir from Istanbul hung on there, and then they won the match. At the end of the match, it was the 2-1 win for Basaksehir. First 3 points in the group. This was huge for them. It was also huge for Turkish football, I think. And with this win, they have 3 points in the group, at least, and 2 goals. And in other match, PSG today lost to Leipzig, and they dropped down to 3rd place, and Basaksehir is in 4th place. Even though Basaksehir can't do any good getting out of the last place in this group, but I think winning this match against Manchester United made a lot of people talk about Basaksehir, the way they played against Manchester United. But Manchester United's defense was awful. So I think they probably did not predict that Basaksehir was going to be this good. But let's remember, they have Rafael, Viska, and Dembaba, who has a lot of experience in the Champions League matches. So this was good for Turkish football in general, and it was good for Basaksehir. We congratulate Basaksehir for getting this historical win on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have another Turkish team will be playing in the Europa League match. They will travel to Karabakh to play their match, and then they will come back the same night and get ready for their match on Sunday. And this match will be huge for Sivasspor because they will host Galatasaray on this weekend on Sunday. We'll get to that after we review the 7th weekend matches. So again, one more time, congratulations to Basaksehir and good luck to Sivasspor on Thursday. All right, so let's get back to what happened last weekend in the Turkish Super League. And Trabzonspor at home, they lost against Kasımpaşa 4-3. And the other matches, important matches I'm going to run down. Fatih Karagümrük beat Erzurumspor. They actually trashed Erzurumspor 5-1. Gençlerbirliği Gaziantep match was draw. And Galatasaray at home beating Ankaragücü 1-0 with only one goal. And Göztepe Alanyaspor match was postponed because what happened last week because of the earthquakes in Izmir. I want to send my condolence to all the people that witnessed this earthquake around Aegean Sea area. It was hard hit, especially in Izmir area. Let's hope that they won't have this kind of mess in Izmir again. We pray for them. It was a sad, sad day because the earthquake hit part of Izmir around Bayraklı area. Close to 20 buildings were collapsed. That's why, because of the Göztepe is from Izmir, that's why this match was postponed, delayed. It will be played later on in the season. In Alanyaspor, not playing. They will play this coming weekend. As you probably know, that Fenerbahçe captured the first place after their winning their match this past weekend. So let's go run down the other scores. Rizespor was at home against Kayserispor. They won. Beşiktaş won at home against Yeni Malatyaspor. Beşiktaş only goal came by Canadian Kyle Larin, and Konyaspor lost to Basaksehir, the team that just beat Manchester United. They won their match in Konya 2-1, and Hatayspor and Sivasspor was draw 1-1 in Hatay. And Antalya, Fenerbahçe, the last match of the 7th weekend, Fenerbahçe beat Antalyaspor 2-1, and Fenerbahçe captured the first place after 7th week. They stay on top of the Turkish Super League with 17 points, and Alanyaspor, one game behind, they're in second place with 16 points, and Galatasaray on third with 13 points. And we're looking at fourth team. Karagümrük is in fourth place with 11 points, and Çaykur Rizespor in fifth place with 11. And another team, Kasımpaşa, is in sixth place with 11 points. This Kasımpaşa team, in the middle of the week, I think beginning of the week, they fired their coach. I don't understand what's the reason to it. It's only they only played 7 weeks, and they are in sixth place, and they're firing their coach. There was couple other coaches were let go. So early in the season, already in the Turkish Super League, I think there's like 4 coaches been sacked. Bite the dust this early season. That's not good for Turkish football. Looking at 8 weekends, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, the games will be played on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Won't be any Monday matches because Turkish national team will have national teams recession, and teams will play their match after the national teams play their match in the European competition. So this weekend will end on Sunday. On Friday, this 8th weekend will start on Friday, and Gaziantep will host Beşiktaş. On Saturday, there are 4 matches. Erzurumspor will host Göztepespor in Erzurum, and Alanyaspor will host Trabzonspor. Biggest disappointment this season is the Trabzonspor. They are in last 3 in the relegation zone. They're in the 19th place with 5 points. That does not look good. Like I said, that's Trabzonspor, another team that they fire their coach. They sacked their coach. They haven't hired any coach right at this moment. And I'm thinking maybe after this weekend, they will look for a new coach to be hired. And looking at other games on Saturday, Fenerbahçe will be home against Konyaspor. This is should be easy match for Fenerbahçe, but one interesting thing, Konyaspor is coached by former Fenerbahçe coach. This should be interesting. And Ankaragücü will be at home against Karagümrük. And Malatyaspor will host Denizlispor on Sunday. And other matches on Sunday, Kayserispor at home against Hatayspor. Medical Basaksehir is going to be the team that beat Manchester United. Will be at home against Gençler Birliği. And the last match, Sivasspor will travel back from Karabağ, and then they will host Galatasaray on Sunday. Galatasaray looking good in their last 3 matches. That's why they're up there in the 3rd place. Another team that looks good is Beşiktaş, because as you probably remember in my podcast a couple of weeks ago, Beşiktaş was really looking bad in the standings. After winning back-to-back 2 matches, they're doing good. Beşiktaş is in an 8th place with 10 points. So this weekend, Çaykur Rizespor will have bye, and then we'll see what happens with these matches. But looking at the most important match this coming weekend will be I would say, Fenerbahçe match, and also Alanyaspor-Trabzonspor match. It's very important for Alanya, and also it's important for Trabzonspor. In the wake of losing this match against Alanyaspor, Trabzonspor will look really bad, because they are one of the teams that has 5 points in the standings. Ankaragücü, who has 2 matches that did not play, they have only 1 point. So 1 point. So losing against Alanyaspor will make things worse for Trabzonspor. So I know the time's coming up. We have only 15 minutes on this podcast. And let me run down again. We'll talk to you on next podcast.